Hey Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Hope you're all having a great week so far. I think I know you are. I don't even know why I asked that question, to be honest. It's been an awesome week. It's been the best week of the year. Let's face it. We have some news. Watch the recent episode of Gettable. That's kind of one of the main shows that I actually do trust the information that they have. Cal Toomey, he's the one who broke the Nas news. He's the one that I trust in this area in terms of the draft and in terms of all of this trade news. He's always got high quality intel. And they just ran through a bunch of St Kilda players and players linked to St Kilda. So I thought I'd give you a quick rundown on exactly what they spoke about and the context of it as well. So the first domino that they mentioned was Nas. Getting him done affects all of these other potential trades and obviously retaining a certain player that we'll talk about next. He signed on for 2 years, end of 2027. That's done. We can celebrate and now we can get to work. The work is still to be done on Marcus Windhager. Obviously, Essendon were linked to him. I believe Melbourne were linked to him. They think a sleeper team linked to him is the Western Bulldogs, which kind of makes sense. They've got a lot of attacking mids, but more defensively minded mid wouldn't go astray. And then North Melbourne apparently are the one with the big offer on the table in front of Marcus, 5 years. I know that they reported months back or maybe a month ago that St Kilda's offer to Marcus Windhager was 2 years. I don't know if that's going to be upped. I'd imagine we'd probably meet in the middle and go probably 3 years or something like that, maybe. But it's a 5-year deal on the table from North. Cal Toomey reckons that it'll take a 4 to 5 year deal to get Marcus out of St Kilda. So that's what they've done. I'd imagine we will probably up ours now, but I'm very confident it'll still get done. I think he mentioned yesterday on the radio, or might have been the day before, on the Monday when Nas news dropped, that he's still working closely with the club and he thinks that the deal will be done soon. That was pretty much his words, that hopefully we'll get a deal done soon. So clearly his preference is to not move anywhere, and it's just a matter of negotiating with his agent in St Kilda to get the ideal outcome for not just him obviously, but for the club and to make it as fair as possible. So hopefully we'll have some good news on the Marcus Windhager front very soon, but North knocking on the door. TDK, he's playing his 100th game coming up this week. That's the father-son done for Carlton. They're very happy about that. Cal reckons that if he hadn't have been playing his 100th game, that he probably would have dropped the news that he was leaving this week. There were rumours circulating, I think last night, that TDK and Graham Wright were having a meeting at Icon Park. I'm not too sure if that's absolutely legitimate, but Cal reckons that TDK will announce that he will want to leave Carlton around Tuesday next week, post-season, once it's all wrapped up, plays 100th this week, and then be out the door. That's what he says. We'll see if that comes to fruition. Supposedly a lot of his decision-making was on Nas and what Nas was going to do. So that's why it was so important to announce Nas this week, get it done early, and then obviously all the other dominoes can fall into place. So a watch on TDK early next week. Maybe this time next week we'll know exactly what he wants to do. Leek Aleer, they reckon, is done. Liam Ryan is the new one that everyone's talking about, and I can see the appeal. Genuinely, I can see the appeal. He's 28, 29 years old. And you look at Jack Higgins as the small this season. He's been awesome for us, career high in goals. But then Dan Butler hasn't played a bulk of football. And when he hasn't been the Dan Butler we know and love in terms of his best form. And obviously injuries play a part in that. And then you've got Lance Collard, who is developing, and we've given him a few games. But, you know, you get a mixed bag with the first, second year players in Lance. So I think to have a proven small like Liam would suit us. I think we need to stand and deliver small that can turn anything into something, and he absolutely does that. He's been doing that at West Coast for a number of years. I believe that he's probably going to be around that 600K mark. It's not going to be an absolute enormous amount of money, and I think the average salary for an AFL player right now is about $520,000 per season. So we're going a little bit above that, but not a crazy amount. So we can't say that we've paid overs really to get a player of his quality and his experience. And supposedly it is a 3-year deal plus a trigger for a 4th. And that's the trigger is obviously, number of games, keeping his body fit, and that sort of thing. So that's one that is very likely to happen. I think Port are looking around Liam Ryan as well. but I believe we are the front runners in that area. So that is the big news at the moment. Nas is signed, big domino falls, and as suspected, I'm hoping that that's linked to, Windhager, his best mate, has signed. Mitch Owens has signed at the start of the year, so Windy, please get the job done and sign another couple of years. Tom de Koning, everyone seems very confident that it's done. We'll find out in the next week. I forgot to mention, though, that the offer is now up to an 8-year offer. That they made a special note of that on Gettable. I believe it was 7 years before that, but it is now 8. And Leek Aleer, supposedly done. Liam Ryan, looking very likely. And I reckon there's room for more, to be honest. So it depends on what happens there. Rowan Marshall as well. So I imagine that's going on in the background, and he's a signed player. So it just depends on what happens in terms of if Geelong wants him bad enough, what are they going to offer? Because as Ross said on Agenda Setters, certain players aren't for sale. Nas wasn't for sale, and contracted players are not for sale unless you really want to push and you offer overs and it suits us. If it doesn't suit St Kilda, they are St Kilda players and they will stick to their contract. So that is the news, Saints. Thank you very much for watching. Any other breaking news, I will let you know. I appreciate your support and love over the last couple of days. It's been awesome to drop that Nas news. I didn't do Saints TV Weekly, but that's the weekly news, and hopefully we'll have some more good news to come of it in the next couple of days leading into the Giants game. So take care, Saints. Enjoy the rest of your week, and as always, go you mighty Saints. See you guys.